When you look at all the material we have on the Bermuda Triangle, I mean, the reports, the logs, everything, you realize this isn't just a ghost story.
No, not at all. It's this ultimate mix of folklore and just bad statistics.
Exactly. And our mission for this deep dive is to give you a complete explanation.
Right. We're going to trace the whole thing from, Columbus all the way to the hard data that, spoiler alert, completely changes how you see it.
It really does. But before we get to the numbers, you have to kind of respect the legend. I was surprised this didn't start in the 20th century.
Oh, yeah, it goes way back. Christopher Columbus, back in 1492, was logging some very weird stuff.
Like what?
Well, he wrote about his compass going haywire and seeing this strained light on the horizon, like a small wax candle, is how he put it.
Huh. So that set the mood early.
It did. But the modern obsession, that really kicks off with two huge disasters. First, the USS Cyclops in 1918.
A massive Navy ship.
What?
Just gone.
Vanished. Over 300 men, 10,000 tons of ore, no SOS, nothing.
And then, the big one, Flight 19. That's the one everyone knows.
1945. 5 Navy bombers on a training run. And the leader radios in something about...
Entering whitewater.
Entering whitewater, yeah. And then they were just gone forever. That created this vacuum for speculation.
And someone filled it.
Oh, yeah. Vincent Gaddis, in 1964, he writes this magazine article, and he's the one who coins the term Bermuda Triangle.
And suddenly all these unrelated accidents get lumped together.
Exactly. Then Charles Berlitz drops his book in 74, sells 20 million copies, and that's when you get the wild stuff. Atlantis, aliens, time warps.
Okay, but let's talk about the plausible science first. Because even without aliens, that patch of ocean, what is it, like 500,000 square miles?
Somewhere between 500,000 and 1.5 million, yeah. It's an intense place.
So what's actually going on there?
Well, first you have the Gulf Stream. It cuts right through the triangle to this massive, incredibly powerful current.
A river in the ocean.
Faster than the Amazon River. It moves at 4 to 5 knots. So if a plane goes down, the wreckage is swept miles away before anyone can even get there.
So it's not a portal, it's a conveyor belt.
Precisely. Then you have rogue waves. People thought they were a myth, but we know now these 100-foot monster waves are real. They can snap a ship in half instantly.
I also saw a note on methane gas.
Yeah, that's the theory that gas trapped on the seafloor could, burp up.
A burp.
It creates a zone of bubbles, the water density drops, and a ship just loses buoyancy and sinks like a stone. It's possible, but geologists think it's pretty unlikely in that specific area.
Okay, but what about the compass thing, the agonic line? Can you break that down?
It's actually pretty simple. It's a line on the globe where true north, the actual North Pole, and magnetic north line up perfectly.
So a compass point's perfectly true. No need to adjust.
Right. And that line used to pass right through the triangle. So if you were a pilot who didn't know that and you tried to correct your compass like you normally would,
You'd actually be sending yourself off course.
you get lost. But here's the kicker. That line moves. It's drifted west. It's in the Gulf of Mexico now. It's not even in the triangle anymore.
So that whole magnetic mystery is literally outdated. Which brings us to the big reveal. We pulled the actual data from Lloyd's List and the Coast Guard.
And this is where the whole story just collapses. We looked at casualty rates. In 2021, the global average for ship casualties was about 1.8%.
Okay, so almost 2 out of every 100 ships worldwide has a major problem. What's the number inside the Deadly Triangle?
0.02%.
Wait, say that again?
0.02%. Out of over 8,600 vessels we tracked, only 2 had incidents. You are statistically 90 times safer in the Bermuda Triangle.
That is spectacularly boring.
It's fabulously unremarkable. It doesn't even make the top 10 list for dangerous waters.
So what about Flight 19, the whitewater, the experienced pilot?
It was human error. The lead pilot, a Lieutenant Taylor, had a history of getting lost. The transcripts show he thought he was over the Florida Keys. He wasn't. He was over the Bahamas.
And he flew the wrong way.
He flew east, further out into the Atlantic, until they all ran out of fuel. It was a tragic but very human mistake.
So the whole mystery is just a cocktail of bad weather, fast currents, and confirmation bias.
We only count the strange stories and ignore the thousands of safe trips. The pattern is in our heads, not in the water.
Which leaves us with a final question for you to think about. We've had this data for years. The math proves it's safe. Yet we still buy the books about aliens and time warps. Why are we so resistant to the boring truth?
Maybe we need the world to feel a little magical. Maybe the scariest thought isn't a monster in the ocean, but the idea that there's no mystery there at all.